I'm Deborah Skolnick-Einhorn. I'm Milton's head of school. And I'm starting to realize why I became a head of school. This is very helpful tonight. We will kick things off with our national anthems. Since we aren't able to sing together just yet, it is my pleasure to invite Gabriel Abrams, Jonah Daniel, and Josie Silverberg to lead us in an instrumental version of Hatikva, followed by the Star Spangled Banner. Please rise. ויקח אדוני אלוהים את האדם ויניחהו בגן עדן לעובדה ולשומרה. God took Adam and put him into the Garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. Humans' first occupation, we learn from Bereshit, is to garden. And that is the work that we continue to do here each day at Milton. There are, of course, many approaches to education, child development, and parenting. We all know that. But what you will see here tonight are thoughtful, funny, empathetic, wise, and diverse students is the result of what Dr. Alison Gopnik calls the gardening approach. For contrast, she compares it to the carpentry approach. I read that as being that we as parents or educators build something fixed and firm, solid perhaps, but without much chance to evolve, grow, or differentiate. When we look toward gardening as our inspiration instead, our role as the adults becomes very different. We are the tillers, or perhaps the guards in some cases, like Adam and Chava. I'm not sure they had to deal with cicadas, though. We ensure that our students have fertile soil, bright sun, nourishment, and are part of a larger garden. Here at Milton, we have sought to provide those in so many forms. Great literature, inspiring music, a community of midot, of values, rich Jewish texts, space to argue about those texts, teachers, subjects, experiences, and challenges that will nourish them each in their own ways. And then we let them grow. We plant the seeds, sometimes in pre-K, and sometimes as transplants in a later grade when they come to us already a little more grown. But we encourage each of them to tilt toward the sun and find their beautiful colors. And now tonight, we get to look over this rich field, see all the varieties that have sprouted and flourished here, and feel proud of this holy work that mirrors that of Gan Eden. Thank you to all the parents, grandparents, relatives, the teachers and staff here at Milton who have provided those essential ingredients who have been the sun and the water to these students. In particular, I'd like to thank our gardener emeritus, Naomi Ra'em, who I'm so thrilled could be with us tonight to see these 40 products of her very green thumb. And thank you, Naomi, to being a constant support to me all of this year, and I know for the rest of our lives. At the same time, she didn't know it was a life sentence, by the way. At the same time, I want to acknowledge that our garden is missing one flower, Shoshana Sfarzada. Giveret Sfarzada, Milton's rose, and the driving force behind so much of the elegant Hebrew that you will hear here tonight, will always be remembered by these students and by our community. Finally, I'd like to honor our families who are plucking their final flower from our garden tonight. Micah, Chris, Dino, Julia, Matan, Kobe, Gabby, Benji, Maya, Rafi, and Gideon. Some of your families have been with us for the better part of 2 decades, and it is indeed bittersweet to see you go. We have a small gift for those families. We want to spend most of our evening, though, sharing students' stories with you in both Hebrew and English. Each graduate will reflect briefly on their time at Milton, so I invite you to sit back, there are 40 of them, and marvel at the ways that these seeds have blossomed. Gabriel Abrams, please kick us off.
בסוף השנה, בכיתה ח', אני שאלתי, מי אני? זאת שאלה ממש מורכבת. אני רק מורכב מזיכרונותיי. הזהות שלי באה מחוויותיי. זיכרון יותר חשוב לי בחטיבה, כשהתחלתי להבין את כל השירים והטקסטים על ישראל. החוויה שינתה את זהותי הרבה. הרגשתי חי. זה חשוב להיות יכול לקשר בשפה משותפת של היהודים. הגוף היהודי שלי התעורר. למדתי שהקשר שלי עם ישראל, יהודים והעבר יותר חזק. החוויה השפיעה על הבנה שלי את ישראל. לא הרגשתי שאני זר בארץ ישראל. הרגשתי בבית בגלל שאני למדתי איך לתקשר, איך לכתוב, איך להקשיב ועוד דברים חשובים לגר במקום. אני לא יכול לזכור את הקור. לעומת זאת, אני רוצה לזכור את החוויה הזאת בגלל שהיא מראה לי איך אני גדל כיהודי. אני רוצה להביא את הזהות היהודי לתיכון ולשביל שלי בעתיד. אבותיי מתו בשביל הזהות היהודית. אני מקווה שאבותיי שמחים על זהותי היהודית.
As graduates, we looked back over our years and chose different artifacts to represent our learning and experiences at Milton. I chose an outline I wrote for an essay on the Great Migration as my 8th grade artifact. We never got to the final draft as the aim was to focus on the outlining stage of the writing process. The full journey of success isn't only the final destination, but also includes the road there. Let's say if you were taking a road trip. You would stop and go to a hotel, a restaurant, or even some roadside attractions, and those stops would become treasured memories as well. This assignment helped me to remember to enjoy the important steps along the way.
For my artifact of my years at Milton, I chose the state project that I worked on in 3rd grade. During this project, I was assigned the state of Michigan, and I got to learn about the fun and exciting aspects of the state. This represents how much Milton lets us do fun projects and improve our knowledge of different places and people. This project let my peers and I share what we learned with one another about our state, learning things we would not have known otherwise. I really enjoyed my time at Milton, especially the meaningful experiences and close friendships I will truly miss.
אני מאוד אוהבת ללמוד על ההיסטוריה של היהודים וישראל. בשבילי זה מקשר אותי למשפחתי וגם לכולם בעם ישראל. במילטון קיבלתי הזדמנות ללמוד עוד יותר היסטוריה בשיעור העברית שלי. יכולתי ללמוד על כל הדברים שאני הכי אוהבת. כשכתבתי את העבודה שלי על העלייה השנייה ולמדתי עליה, קשרתי קשר חשוב עם החינוך שלי בבית ספר מילטון. זה מאוד מיוחד שיכולתי ללמוד על העם והמשפחה שלי. לא יכולים לעשות את זה בבית ספר רגיל, אבל מילטון לא בית ספר רגיל. השפה העברית מקשרת אותי לכל היהודים בעולם, וזה קשר נפלא בשבילי. אני שמחה שמילטון נתן לי את ההזדמנות ללמוד על העלייה השנייה ואליעזר בן יהודה. זאת הייתה חוויה מתאימה.
My artifact is a picture from the Adventures in Nature Immersive Learning Week from 7th grade. I had a great time outdoor hiking with friends that week. This week represented how Milton gave us opportunities to explore, see, and connect with the outside world. I love Milton because of the fun times and caring vibes given all around, and the ways Milton gave us opportunities beyond the typical classes to learn about ourselves and our world.
In this picture, I'm standing outside near the bonfire we had for the last night of our capstone trip at Pearlstone. During that, we had a great time sharing reflections, roasting marshmallows, and just hanging out with our friends. While I was really happy about being there, I was also sad that our trip was ending. I had a great time painting with friends, painting murals, spray painting shirts, playing games, going on the creek walk, and just hanging out. Over my time at Milton, I've appreciated the experience I've had at Immersive Learning Week, the 8th grade trip, the UN project, all the other projects, and being with my friends. This picture represents leaving Milton and being sad to leave, but also happy I had an amazing time at Milton.
שוקולד מנטה מסטיק המתוקים, אוהבת אתכם!
Okay. Hi, 8th graders. Congratulations on your graduation. It has been so amazing to watch you grow from 6th graders to what you are now. I'm so excited for you to go off to high school and tell me about all the great things that you're reading. Thank you.
Shalom to you, wonderful 8th graders. Go off and do creative things and come visit. Bye-bye.
Good luck as you move on to high school, and don't forget to use what you've learned in math every day.
כיתה ח', שיהיה לכם המון בהצלחה. היה לי מאוד כיף ללמד אתכם השנה. נשיקות.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I'm so excited for you and so proud of everything you've accomplished. I've known many of you since you started at Milton in pre-K and kindergarten 9 and 10 years ago. It's been an awesome journey to watch you grow and develop, and I wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors next year. Stay in touch and come back and visit us.
So long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. The dusty old dust is getting my home, and you got to be moving along.
Hello, graduating class of 2021. I am so honored to be on this video and wishing you a Mazal Tov. You are my first graduating class, my first kindergartners, and it has been an absolute pleasure watching you all grow and mature into amazing young adults. And I wish you only the best, and I can't wait to see what you all go on to do. Congratulations.
Wish you the best of luck in high school. I've really enjoyed teaching you guys. You've been a really special group. We've done a lot of amazing projects together and learning about choice in art. I wish you guys the best, and I'll miss you. Take care.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll miss you so much. Here's to all of the great adventures you'll have in your next steps. Be well.
Bye, 8th graders. We'll miss you all dearly. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And thank you for all the great moments here at Milton.
Goodbye, guys. We'll miss you. Mis queridos, octavo grado. We have been working together for 3 years in Español. You are amazing. You're awesome. I know many of you since you were super little. Just know that I love you with all my heart, and I wish you so much goodness.
Bye, guys, and good luck in high school. Stay in touch.
Hi, 8th grade. I hope you remember me. You were my first grade class actually the last one before I moved to teach in the South Campus. And I can't believe you're graduating and you're finishing 8th grade. And I just wanted to wish you all the best in life. Just be yourself and be kind and nice as you always been. And don't forget to come back. I send you lots of love and many, many hugs. Batzlacha, good luck.
Mazel Tov 8th graders. I'm sorry I can't congratulate you in person. I feel like it was just yesterday since we were working together on our state projects. Make sure that you stop by and you say hello to me, and I look forward to hearing from each of you.
Information about things to do in our state, like annual festivals or cool national parks to go to. It also had information about the cost of the trip, which was very interesting to learn about. This project taught me how to work on bigger projects, which is a skill I will use forever. I chose this project to represent my years at JPDS/Milton because I learned so much and I had a lot of fun while doing it.
My artifact is my computer. I chose this as my artifact because it represents the time before and after COVID. Before the pandemic, I participated in the Immersive Learning Week that focused on coding and digital game design. That was one of my favorite times at Milton. It was fun, and I got to make my own digital games. During the pandemic, the computer remained very important to me. It helped me continue learning and stay connected with my friends and teachers. My computer is important to me because it allows me to get my digital work done, and it represents my hard work throughout the school year. Even when we will be able to be in person more, the computer will still be a very important tool I have. It can even help me stay connected with friends when we go different high schools next year.
For my artifact that represents my time at Milton, I chose my final draft of my Ancient Civilizations research paper on the Ganges River. This shows an important transition point in my writing where I synthesize and organize lots of information into an essay. It represents my development in writing throughout the years and how I organized my essays, the improvement of organizing my essays. In the process of writing this piece, I used an outline to organize my ideas. In fact, I think this was the first time I really spent time in the planning stage before I started writing out my first draft. This essay shows my progression through the years, grammatically and organizationally. I hope that my writing skills that I've learned over my years at Milton will help me continue to help me throughout my life.
The artifact I chose is a project that we worked on in 6th grade exploratory. We were encouraged to create an item that could be used to help others. I decided to create a 3D printed, simplified bike light. This artifact shows how Milton inspires us to be creative and gives us the freedom to choose what we would like to create and build with our time here. This is what it was like at Milton every day.
The artifact I chose is a photo from the DC Israeli Dance Festival from 2019. Through Milton electives, I got to try Israeli dance for the first time. Each week, our teachers, Gaveret Fox and Gaveret Berger, would lead us in learning and dancing Harkadah community dances. We would then learn our choreography that we eventually performed at the DC Israeli Dance Festival. Performing is so much fun, and Israeli dance gave me another chance to be creative, to be active, and to perform. I enjoyed the feeling of being part of a group effort that created something so beautiful in the end. After 6th grade, I was inspired to continue Israeli dance as an afternoon activity 3 times a week. Milton gave me the chance to discover things that I ended up falling in love with. Through Milton and Israeli dance, I found a new community, new friends, and so much more.
בשנים שלי במילטון היו לי הרבה פרויקטים, חוויות וזיכרונות חשובים עם הרבה משמעות. למדתי במילטון מגיל 5. אני זוכרת שנסענו לניו יורק עם הכיתה. הטיול לניו יורק היה ממש כיף, וגם זה היה מיוחד, כי היו תלמידים שעכשיו הם לא תלמידים במילטון, וזה נתן לי עוד זיכרונות איתם. בניו יורק למדנו הרבה על אומנות והיסטוריה, והלכנו למוזיאונים מקסימים ומעניינים. הטיול לניו יורק היה טיול שכולנו כבר היינו גדולים, לכן אני זוכרת את הטיול כיותר משמעותי. הטיול הזה נתן לי קשר יותר חזק עם החברים והמורים. אחרי ניו יורק הייתי יותר עצמאית, ואני אזכור את הטיול הזה עוד הרבה שנים.
Just Play Don't Study Nightclub is my artifact from this school. It's an acronym my friends and I came up with to explain what the school's name really meant. It exemplifies my time at Milton because we could always take the most mundane thing and make it into something fun.
I always loved participating in the musicals at Milton. Ever since I saw the first one, The Wizard of Oz, I knew I wanted to be a part of creating something so magical. Being in the musicals throughout the years, for me, was the perfect combination of three things I love: music, dance, and friends. I was able to be with my friends from every grade and work together to create a story that I would remember forever. I always looked forward to discovering a new story and bringing it to life with my friends. Milton helped me discover things that I'm passionate about and be able to do things I love while being with my friends. They gave me a magical experience that I'll never forget. And I have so many amazing memories of my years at JPDS in Milton. Doing things I love with the people I love is what forms so many of my Milton memories. I'm definitely going to miss having so many meaningful experiences with so many amazing people, friends and teachers, everyone coming together to do things we love. That is what I'll remember.
My artifact is the basketball hoops in the gym. The hoops represent a lot of things for me and bring back a lot of memories. I've always really enjoyed basketball, and I'm grateful for the many opportunities I got to play at this school. Whether it was in PE or one-on-one with my friends at recess, I made a lot of good memories. I also played on the Milton basketball team, which was a very special experience. Even though I wasn't an amazing player, I became friends with people I never thought I would. Since I first joined the school team in 4th grade, I really liked the sense of community that being on the team gave me. This school has been an amazing experience and an amazing place. And I think that even if you're not the best at something, go and try to do it, because you might find something good there that you weren't even looking for.
כשאני חושבת על 10 השנים שהייתי תלמידה במילטון, אני חושבת על פרויקט אחד בעברית שהיה מאוד משמעותי לי. בכיתה ז' למדנו על ישראל ולמה היא קיבוץ גלויות. לפרויקט סיום שלנו כולם בחרו על יד ספציפית. בחרתי במבצע משה שהיה חלק מהעליות מאתיופיה בשנת 1984 ל-1985. לא היה להם כמעט שום דבר כשהם הלכו והיו להם הרבה אתגרים בדרך. אני מאוד אוהבת שבמילטון אנחנו לומדים היסטוריה בעברית, כי יכולים ללמוד כך על ישראל בעברית. לא רק למדנו על עליות בכיתה ז', גם למדנו עליהם בכיתה ה'. אנחנו למדנו על עלייה ב' שהייתה עלייה סודית עם ניצולי שואה עם ההגנה. אף על פי שהעלייה הייתה קשה, זאת הייתה עלייה מאוד חשובה. היחידה הזאת על עליות וקיבוץ גלויות הייתה מאוד משמעותית לי, כי סבתא שלי הייתה ניצולת שואה ועולה, אז יכולתי להבין הרבה על האתגרים של העולים. אני מאוד מודה למילטון והעברית במילטון, ואני אתגעגע לזה.
סוף זה תמיד התחלה של משהו אחר, טוב יותר, רע יותר, לא יודעת מה יותר, כשהדרך נגמרת מתחיל איזה שביל, כשהלילה נגמר אז הבוקר מתחיל, כשנגמרת שעה עוד שעה מגיעה, רק בסוף הידיעה מתחילה השקיעה. סוף זה תמיד התחלה של משהו אחר, טוב יותר, רע יותר, לא יודעת מה יותר, משהו אחר. סוף זה תמיד התחלה. יש תמיד יום אחר, כל יום שעובר, כל חלום משומש מחליפים באחר, כשנגמרת שנה עוד שנה מתחילה, כל תשובה מתחילה רק בסוף שאלה. סוף זה תמיד התחלה של משהו אחר, טוב יותר, רע יותר, לא יודעת מה יותר, משהו אחר. סוף זה תמיד התחלה. כשהסרט נגמר החיים מתחילים, הצלילים מתחילים כשאין כבר מילים, כשנגמור את הצליל אז נתחיל צליל אחר, כשנגמור את השיר אז נתחיל לדבר. סוף זה תמיד התחלה של משהו אחר, טוב יותר, רע יותר, לא יודעת מה יותר, משהו אחר. סוף זה תמיד התחלה. סוף זה תמיד התחלה. סוף זה תמיד התחלה.
For my graduation artifact, I chose the Yam Suf project, which was really the Pshat and Josh project from 6th grade. In Tanakh, we were working on learning the difference between Pshat and Josh, so we got paired up with other people in our class and got assigned a few psukim to study and illustrate. Pshat is a more straightforward comment on our text, while Josh offers more detailed and creative interpretations. Although it's not called Pshat and Josh, we use this idea in a lot of our different classes. We use it in literature, all our Judaics classes, history, and more. I chose this project because I'm proud of it, and it was a really interesting and exciting experience. This project also helped me to connect with people I never thought I would have a connection with. This represents all the fun opportunities Milton gives us, and I'm really going to miss Milton and all of my friends.
The Pearlstone trip was the culmination of my Milton experience, and it demonstrated what Milton has been to me across 10 years of time here. Well thought out activities and a cohesive group were things that I have always loved about Milton, and the trip was another example of them. As a graduation trip, it was simultaneously a symbol, a summary, an embodiment, and a culmination of my decade at Milton. When I think about Milton later on, I will most of all remember this final major event, as well as the final major event occurring during it. A time of reflection, and then of roasting marshmallows. That experience was a summary of a summary, a symbol of a symbol, an embodiment of an embodiment, and a culmination of a culmination, as well as a nice ending to a nice ending of my time at Milton.
My artifact is the newspaper I wrote in 7th grade about the events that happened in To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. My newspaper represents my growth as a writer over time, the wide range of books we have read in language arts, and all the fun projects I have done over the years at JPDS/Milton. It was so much fun to write, and I feel like that was mostly due to the fact that I really got to put my personality into it. I was able to be creative and write from many different perspectives. One of the reasons I like Milton so much is because everyone can express themselves, because everyone is part of one big community full of support and friendship.
I also valued having the chance to peer edit with my classmates because it is always so much fun working with other people. In addition, I have learned so much and grown so much, which shows in my work, and I owe it all to what I have learned in the amazing academic courses at Milton.
בכיתה ז' עשינו פרויקט על עליות לישראל. כל אחד בחר עלייה ולמדנו עליה. אהבתי את הפרויקט כי זה קשר אותי עם אנשים שחיו לפניי. אחד הדברים שאני אוהבת במילטון הוא שאנחנו עושים הרבה פרויקטים. הפרויקט הזה הוא דבר שאני אזכור בכל חיים שלי. למדתי הסיפורים של כל מיני אנשים. הפרויקט הזה שינה איך אני חושבת על העבר. עכשיו אני חושבת על האנשים, ואם היו להם משפחות ואתגרים. החוויה הזאת הייתה משמעותית, כי למדתי משהו שלא למדתי לפני. אני רוצה לזכור את הפרויקט, כי הוא דחף אותי ללמוד עוד. אני אוהבת שבמילטון אנחנו תמיד מחברים את הלימודים לחיינו. אני אזכור את החוויה הזאת למשך שארית חיי.
The artifact I want to use to represent my growth at Milton is my Civil War presentation from 7th grade. Working on this piece of writing helped me learn to research certain topics and to work with others. Both of these are important skills in life, and I'm happy I learned them at Milton. I really enjoyed my time at Milton, and I'm thankful to all my teachers and my friends.
For my artifact, I chose my 5th grade Invention Convention project, the nose mask. This artifact was designed by Jonah and me to wear on your nose and filter out smoke from cigarettes. I chose this artifact because it was one of my first design thinking projects at Milton, and it taught me how to identify a problem and brainstorm a solution. This represents a key aspect of how we learn at Milton. We always tried to understand how our learning and our creativity could help others. Also, this project was one of my first projects at Milton, and over the years you can see how I've grown, reflected in the projects I worked on. Comparing the nose mask to my current projects shows how over the years Milton has encouraged me to improve my work and to build on my past learning and accomplishments. I feel that with the way I have been inspired to look at the world and confront problems, I am better prepared for what will come later in my life.
בכיתה ז' למדנו על אליעזר בן יהודה, מחיי השפה העברית. למידה על יוזמתו לפתח את השימוש בעברית המודרנית גרמה לי לעשות רפלקציה פנימית על כמה חשובה השפה בחיי, והשפיעה על החוויות שלי ב-JPDS ומילטון. אני מאוד גאה בהישגיי בעברית, לדוגמה, שיחה בעברית במרכז שבה השתתפתי. תוכנית לימוד העברית במילטון נתנה לי דרך לכתוב על עצמי באופן משמעותי, ואפשרה לי לדבר על נושאים חשובים בעברית. אני רוצה להודות למורות העברית הנהדרות שלי, גברת אפרתי וגברת סנדלון, וגם לגברת צפרזדה, זיכרונה לברכה, על תרומתן למילטון וללימודי העברית שלי. אחרי כל השנים ב-JPDS ומילטון, אני נשארת עם הרבה זיכרונות ועם השפה שהרווחתי פה, ותמיד אתייחס אליה כקשר מיוחד עם הבית ספר הזה.
אני זוכרת בחורף 2019, כשהייתי בכיתה ז', בחרתי להיות בהרפתקה בטבע לשבוע למידה חווייתית. אני חושבת שכל יום וכל שעה בשבוע הזאת אני זוכרת. בימים האלו מצאנו מקומות שהטבע יצר שלא ראינו קודם, והפארק נראה כמו עולם אחר. הייתי במילטון מהגן, ואני עכשיו בכיתה ח', אז אני מכירה הרבה. אבל השבוע הזאת שעשינו הרפתקה בטבע יהיה איתי לכל זמן. מהיום הראשון למדתי הרבה על החברים שלי ולמדתי הרבה על עצמי. למדתי שאני יכולה ללכת יותר מ10 מיילים בכיתה ז'
והנהר מאוד קר בחורף, ואני לא אוהבת לשבת בו. למדתי שהמורים לא הפסיקו לעזור לי. אני אלך עם הזיכרון איתי כל הזמן, כי זה יזכיר לי על זמן שהיה הרבה כיף, וגם למדתי הרבה על עצמי.
זיכרון משמעותי מהזמן שלי במילטון היה כשהכיתה שלי טיילה בדרום ארצות הברית. נסענו באוטובוס לווירג'יניה וצפון קרוליינה. למרות שהטיול רק היה 3 ימים ורוב הזמן אנחנו היינו באוטובוס, הטיול היה מאוד נחמד. בטיול הלכנו למוזיאונים של מלחמת האזרחים, ג'ים קרו ופעילים של זכויות אזרח. הטיול היה מאוד משמעותי בגלל שלמדתי על אי הצדק שהיה בארץ שלנו ושעדיין קורה פה. בנוסף לזאת למדתי על האנשים שנלחמו באי הצדק הזה ומה שהם עשו כדי לעשות את זה. הטיול הזה שינה אותי בגלל שאני הבנתי כמה עבודה אנשים צריכים לעשות כדי לשנות אי צדק. אני רוצה לזכור את החוויה הזאת כי למדתי הרבה על היסטוריה, אי צדק ועל עבודה של פעילים חברתיים.
My artifact is the 5th grade invention convention. The invention I came up with was a smart irrigation system that recycles any extra water that would normally go to waste when you water your plants, cleans it, and then you can reuse that water to water your plants again. I thought of this idea after I learned that 40% of water that farmers use to water crops goes to waste each day, which is about 2.8 million tons of water every day. I chose the invention I made as my artifact because it really made me recognize problems in the world and helped me to think of creative solutions. I think that represents my time at Milton well, because throughout my 10 years at the school, Milton has always encouraged us to think of creative solutions to whatever problem has crossed our paths. Looking back at my invention convention project, I'm realizing how much this project has helped me to grow and improve my creative problem solving.
הזיכרון שלי ממילטון היה הטיול בניו יורק. היה ממש כיף ללכת למוזיאונים מגניבים ולראות את החברים שלי. ראינו את המוזיאונים של השואה, אומנות והיסטוריה. הם היו מאוד מעניינים. גם ראינו מחזה ממש מגניבה כאן במועד. המחזה היה מאוד מעניין. כל הטיול בניו יורק היה ממש כיף, וזאת הייתה חוויה טובה להיות עם הכיתה שלנו בכיתה ו'. בניו יורק אני הייתה עם 3 החברים שלי במילון. בטיולים במילטון עשיתי הרבה חברים חדשים.
Sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears.
כשבאתי למילטון ב-2012, למדתי עברית כל כך טוב, שאנשים לפעמים היו מתבלבלים וחושבים שאני ישראלי. המורים לעברית תמיד היו כל כך טוב עליי, וכשאני הייתי צריך עזרה הם היו שם. הרגשתי שהמורים מדברים ישירות עליי כדי לעזור לי להבין את השיעור, שזה לא יהיה משעמם. הדבר הכי חשוב היא שבמילטון למדתי להיות גאה במורשת היהודי שלי. למדתי איך לחיות כמו ישראלי, יהודי, וביום העצמאות הרגשתי כל כך חי. סוף סוף מילטון הראה לי שאני יכול לעשות כל דבר שאני רוצה.
The artifact I chose to represent my years at Milton is a picture with one of my friends during the New York trip in 6th grade. I chose this artifact because at Milton, my friends are the most important things to me. My friends at Milton are some of the people I'm closest to, as we have seen and talked to each other almost every day of the school year for up to 8 years. This represents not only the friendships we have with each other, but also how much we have grown together. When this picture was taken compared to now, I can think of so many things that have changed about me and my friends. I know even when we all go off to different places or schools and do different things, I will always be able to call people I met at Milton my friends, and Milton a home.
באתי למילטון בכיתה א' ולמדתי במילטון עד עכשיו. אני לא יכולה לשים את כל הזמן שלי במילטון בזיכרון אחד. למדתי הרבה בזמן שלי במילטון. כן, למדתי מתמטיקה ומדע, אבל גם למדתי דברים שלא לומדים בכיתה. הזיכרון שאני מדברת עליו הוא שלמדתי שאני לא צריכה לפחד מאנשים שאני לא מכירה. בשבתון, בכיתה ה', למדתי שמה ששונה יכול להיות טוב. בכל הזיכרונות שלי עם חברים, למדתי איך להיות חברה יותר טובה. מילטון לימד אותי דברים שאני צריכה בחיים ולא רק בבית ספר. מילטון זה דבר חשוב בחיים שלי, ואני אזכר את הזמן שלי במילטון בכל החיים שלי.
This year we did a museum project in which we were assigned to research a topic we chose and use artifacts related to that subject in order to explain more about the topic we explored. We wrote paragraphs to explain each artifact and assembled images of the artifact and information about them in a virtual museum. I chose this project as my graduation artifact because it's really important to have some independence in choosing a topic and finding what you want to research. This is significant because it's necessary to learn about topics that we find interesting and compelling. I believe Milton does a good job of letting us have a part and voice in our education. When you have the ability to choose, you get to learn about what's important to you.
The artifact I chose was my All About book from 4th grade. My book was about Ramah and the Rockies, which is the sleepaway camp I go to. This book represents how I can do my school assignments well while making it about things I have a personal connection with. This connects to my time at Milton because when we have assignments, we get creative liberty to make it about what we want. Having that choice and being empowered to explore the subjects that interest us allows us to feel more invested in our learning. I'm so grateful for this experience of learning at Milton.
יש לי זיכרון שיש לה הרבה משמעות בשבילי, וזה טיול שיצאנו אליו בכיתה ב'. היו לנו הרבה טיולים בשנה הזאת, אבל הטיול למוזיאון השואה הוא חוויה שאני לא יכולה לשכוח. כל השנים שלי במילטון למדתי על השואה, אבל הטיול הוא חוויה מאוד שונה. האמנות, הקירות והבניין היו להם משמעות. זה מאוד חשוב לי שאני יכולתי ללכת למוזיאון השואה עם בית ספר שלי ועם החברים היהודים שלי. זכרתי כשאני הלכתי במוזיאון, יכולתי להרגיש את האנרגיה הטובה שם, כי הבניין לא נראה כמו מוזיאונים אחרים. הקירות והגג גרמו לנו להרגיש שאנחנו היינו ברכבת או גטו, וזה קצת מפחד אותי. כל החוויה של הטיול למוזיאון השואה מאוד מיוחדת לי. עכשיו אני יכולה ללכת לבית ספר יהודי, ללבוש מגן דוד ולכתוב את זה בעברית. בזמן הזה אני לא מפחדת להיות יהודייה. לכל מוזיאון השואה מאוד חשוב, כי כך אנחנו זוכרים שהיה זמן שאנחנו לא יכולנו להיות יהודים.
For my artifact, I choose my persuasive essay that I wrote in 5th grade. This was the first essay I ever wrote, and it was the first big writing project that I ever did. I wrote about the need to have more recess, a cause that many students would support. Writing this piece taught me that I can use writing to persuade people and to communicate. We can even persuade our parents through compelling writing. It is fun to see my writing from 5th grade, and it shows how much I've grown as a writer since then. I've grown and changed a lot at my time during Milton, but even as I'm older now, I still think that we should have more recess.
בכל הזמן שהייתי במילטון, היו לי הרבה זיכרונות וחוויות, ואני בחרתי משהו שקרה בשנה הזאת. הזיכרון שלי הוא חוויה מאוד חשובה לי. נבחרתי לייצג את מילטון עם ילדה אחרת בבית ספר באירוע של עברית במרכז, שבו אנחנו דיברנו על הרבה דברים, כמו עברית ואיך היא חשובה לנו. החוויה הזאת הייתה כל כך חשובה לי מהרבה סיבות. זה היה כבוד מאוד גדול לי כשנבחרתי לייצג את בית הספר שלי. זה גם היה כיף. מאוד פחדתי, אבל כשזה התחיל, זאת לא רק הייתה שיחה. אני יודע שאם אני למדתי את העברית שלי ממקום אחר בעולם, אז זה לא היה קל כמו שהיה. אנחנו לא רק דיברנו על השפה העברית, אבל גם על עצמנו ועל חיינו. זאת הייתה חוויה מאוד חדשה לי. אני לא רק דיברתי עם אנשים שאף פעם לא פגשתי, אלא גם השיחה הייתה בעברית. אני למדתי הרבה מהחוויה הזאת, ואני אזכור אותה לכל חיי. אני באמת אהבתי את לימודי העברית שלי, ולכן אני רוצה להמשיך את לימודי העברית שלי בעתיד. מתוך הלב שלי, תודה.
למדתי במילטון מהגן עד עכשיו בכיתה ח'. היו לי המון חוויות משמעותיות בזמן הזה, וחוויה אחת שאני אדבר עליה קרתה בשנה הזאת. השנה בזום היה לי כל כך קשה, בגלל שלא יכולתי לראות את החברים שלי בבית ספר, והייתי במחשב כל היום. כששמעתי שבית ספר ישוב לבניין, התרגשתי מאוד לראות את החברים שלי. בשנייה שנכנסתי לבניין, הייתי מאוד שמחה. יכולתי ללכת בכל בית הספר כדי להיות בכיתה. הייתי בהתעמלות. אהבתי את הדברים הקטנים ששימחו אותי, ואני מודה למילטון שהם החזירו אותנו לבית ספר. זה גרם לי לחשוב על כל המזל שיש לי כתלמידה במילטון, ושיש לי חינוך כל כך טוב. אני רוצה להודות למילטון על כל מה שהוא נתן לי, ואני גם רוצה להודות לכל המורים שלי ששינו את החיים שלי עם העבודה הקשה והאהבה שלהם, ועזרו לי להיות מי שאני היום. תודה רבה.
My artifact is the 4th grade country project. I spent a lot of the year studying and learning about Indonesian history, culture, and nature. At the end of the year, I presented my project about Indonesia. It represents my love for foreign countries and other cultures. It was one of my favorite projects at Milton because it let me study another country and culture about which I had no prior knowledge. My teachers helped me learn about and research Indonesia. At Milton, I've had many chances to learn about topics that interest me, and I definitely got to learn a lot.
The artifact I chose is more of a memory than an artifact. This picture was taken during the Milton Immersive Learning Week in 7th grade. I was in the nature chug, and for the entire week, we just hiked, talked, and explored. Each day was extraordinary in itself and provided completely different experiences. In just a few days, I grew so much closer to the people there with me and gained so many memories and inside jokes. I'm so glad I was able to be at a school that supplied me with all these adventures and opportunities to grow in different ways. I want to thank Milton because it's such a welcoming community, and it helped me learn more about myself through experiences like these.
For my artifact project, I chose my third grade scrapbook. We documented the interesting things that we learned and all that happened throughout third grade, like field trips, projects, and guest speakers. Third grade was my most memorable year. I made long-lasting friendships. I met one of my favorite teachers, Miss Friedman, and most memorably, I wore my favorite fedora every single day. We worked on the state project, which would turn out to be one of my favorite projects we did throughout my years at Milton. I was assigned Louisiana. This was the first big project that I had to do on my own at Milton, and it taught me how to work independently and preserve.
My artifact is a board game that I made in 6th grade while reading The Wanderings of Odysseus. The game was a variation of Candyland in which players would pass through ancient Greek landmarks that reflected Odysseus' travels. This project let me show my knowledge through something other than an essay. This is important to me because writing essays can be challenging, and I appreciated having a chance to show what I understood in a different way. With the Greek board game project, my teacher encouraged me to be creative with the way I wanted to present my work, which represents how Milton gives our students opportunities to use their creativity skills to show their knowledge.
This is a moment filled with nostalgia, appreciation, reflection, celebration, and anticipation for all that is yet to come. Also a moment in which I am feeling a sense of urgency, as I want to be sure to tell you all I want you to know before you go. It's been such a gift to have had the chance to speak with you almost daily these past 3 years. And now, your teachers and I won't have that regular, everyday opportunity anymore. This concerned me until I remembered a very significant comment a parent of a former student once told me. She said that years after her son was in my class, he would still ask, "What would Mrs. Schaff say?" when reviewing his own writing. This comment opened a world of possibility for me. While I may not always be able to be your guide and teacher, I can be the voice inside your head. I can leave you with some words that capture what we have tried to impart to you over your years at Milton, and you can replay those words in your head as needed. And then I thought of an even better way to leave you with lasting inspiration. I would tie my words to some of the most impactful works of literature I have encountered, so if you need inspiration, and perhaps can't remember exactly what I have said here today, you could just read one of these books and the lessons and messages would all come back. I focused on 4 inspirational messages and the words from literature that best set forth those lessons. You may not have read all of these books, and you may think some are books that are more for younger children, but they hold wisdom that can carry you through a lifetime. In the pages of E.B. White's Charlotte's Web, the kind and giving spider offers a key lesson and perspective to Wilbur the pig. Winter will pass. The days will lengthen. The ice will melt in the pasture pond. The song sparrow will return and sing. The frogs will wake. The warm wind will blow again. All these sights and sounds and smells will be yours to enjoy. This lovely world, these precious days. The world is lovely, and the days are precious. And as you know, there will be times when that does not seem so. But living with an appreciation for both the smaller and bigger blessings and gifts helps us. And it is a choice we can make. Hakarat hatov, appreciating the good, as you have heard me speak about countless times, is a mindset that sets you on a path of happiness and generosity of spirit. There will be challenging times, but there is what to be gained even in those moments. And then, of course, as Charlotte said, winter will pass, and the ice will melt. You have the strength to see the good as you navigate the varying terrain of life, and the capacity to patiently and resiliently move forward until the warm wind blows again. In The Little Prince, the young boy from another planet shares what he has learned. He says, "And now here is my secret, a very simple secret. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Caring about others, following the values that touch your soul, and connecting with the people in your lives are your heart's way of steering you to what really matters. The eye sees what is, and the heart sees what can be. I hope you let love for others, empathy, caring, and understanding guide you always. In the Phantom Toll booth, young Milo completes a quest, and then only after he has done it, he finds out that the journey was impossible. He is told, so many things are possible just as long as you don't know they're impossible. And that is very true. When you are younger and someone asks you what you want to be or what kind of house you want to live in, the kinds of aspirations you might describe are limitless, propelled by the boundless possibility that children oftentimes embrace. Then we get older, and we get what people may call wiser, but we also get more limited in some ways. And perhaps that's realistic, but it is also not always necessary. There is tremendous possibility in each of you, and in the world that you are still just beginning to discover. Embrace that possibility, and if someone ever tells you that something is impossible, pause a moment before simply accepting that. Many great things that were impossible are now realities in our world. You may be the next person to accomplish a task, to make a discovery, and to realize a dream that until you did it, others would have said was impossible. So don't limit yourself by throwing up your hands and lamenting that something is too difficult to do. Instead, roll up your sleeves and ask, how can I get this done? In the book Thief, Marcus Zuzak describes the protagonist's evolving relationship with words and books. When she came to write her story, she would wonder when the books and the words started to mean not just something, but everything. As all of your teachers have taught you, words have power. The words we use can open up new vistas, connect us to new people, and bring about new possibilities. Be intentional about your words. They can shape your perspective and your future. You are all in the midst of writing your own stories, filled with words, actions, emotions, drama, and adventure. We hope you've gained a sense of your own power and possibility here at Milton, so you continue to craft your stories with conviction and passion, humility and kindness. Who knows what you may accomplish? But as the experienced readers you are, you know the greatness of a story is not in the culminating accomplishments that may come at the end. A story's beauty is contained in all the developments that come about as the plot unfolds. Enjoy that journey. As the protagonists and authors of your own stories, please hold on to what you gained here and know that we care so deeply for each of you and wish you the very best of all that life has to offer. Mazal Tov to all of our graduates and their families and friends. Thank you to all the teachers who guide, teach, and inspire our students. Thank you to our families for supporting us and entrusting your children with us. And thank you to our graduates for adding light and joy to every day. Mazal Tov. And now we will begin presenting our diplomas. Gabriel Abrams. Chris Addison. Avital Alpert. Alisheva Babitz. Dino Becker. Tova Berger. Eliav Binstock. Micah Brophy. Jonah Daniel. Boaz Dauber. Julia Diamond. Dahlia Epstein. Mayor Franco. Nava Franco. Jacob Gersh. Nava Gris. Noah Grummett. Azaria will be receiving his diploma after this ceremony. Isabel Jacobs. Hannah Jaffe. Matan Johnson. Alex Lazensky. Shalva Lazarus. Eliza Lesser. Reuven Magder. Kobe Mayton. Gabby Milkman. Yedidia Milner Gillers. Seth Moyduden. Michal Nadada. Dee Dee Quigley. Benji Roskis. Maya Roskis. Rafi Shore. Gideon Sif. Josie Silverberg. Nathan Subin. May Tanti. William Zimmett. And Elon Zucker. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the Milton Gottesman Jewish Day School class of 2021.
Ms. Shaw, throughout our middle school experience, one of the most important values that you've taught us was Hakarat Tov, to appreciate the good.
With our time at Milton coming to an end, we've really been reflecting on all the good you've done for us and everything you've given our grade. From huge things like organizing our amazing Pearlstone trip and the incredible immersing learning weeks, to the day-to-day things you do for all of us, like making sure we are all engaged and having fun.
Your availability to help us with assignments, listen and talk through any issue, and the endless hours you spend planning special programs really show how much you care about each individual one of us.
When the world shut down because of COVID and many schools gave up on synchronous learning, you led the middle school team and pushed through, giving us an amazing year and a half through Zoom, Mifkashim, in-person days, and of course the Pearlstone trip.
We really want you to know how grateful we are. So our grade came together to decide what we could physically give you to show it.
There are so many ideas, and in the end, we decided to give you all our words of gratitude. We painted this poster of your favorite phrase, Hakarat Tov, and included on the back of the canvas what everyone in the grade appreciates about you.
We've also put this list of our memories and specific points of gratitude in a separate frame so you can hang this up on the wall but still read them.
On behalf of our entire grade, we want to give you this gift to show how much we appreciate all you do for us.
Thank you so much for all that you've taught us, for the unforgettable memories, and for an amazing middle school experience.
As you can imagine, since tonight was so smooth, we went through this quite a few times. And Ms. Shop kept saying, wait, what's that? I don't know what that is. I'm like, just let it go. Just let it go. So I wanted to add a few more thank yous to that really beautiful thank you, which I know you'll carry with you and is so incredibly deserved. I want to also thank for the incredible work that went into tonight. Ronit Greenstein, who's our Director of Communications, and who, I don't know who does things around here, so I'm like, oh, you direct communications, how about graduation? And of course she said yes, because that's what we do around here, we say yes. And Ronit, every video that you saw, every beautiful touch in terms of the program and our slideshow that really anchored us, that was all driven by Ronit with her team of people, and we're so grateful for all our hard work. It turns out what I eventually learned is that Miri Ploff has always done graduation. So we got a twofer, and Miri came in and dealt with all of the setup and all of the beautification of the space and so many of the logistics. And as you can imagine, as this year has gone, there were many, many iterations of graduation. There was the seating chart where it was just the parents and the kid. There was the seating chart where the kids were sitting together but separately, and the teacher, there were 100 iterations, as there was all year of graduation, and we came to this one beautiful and final one, but we're so grateful to Miri for all those iterations. We had great efforts also by Miranda Chadwick, Jasenia Rivas-Wolf, Dan Berger, Marnina Cowan, Dikla Pinchasi. I want you to know the Hebrew teacher surprised the kids. So the kids did that dance out at Bretton Woods one day. They choreographed it, but it was a surprise to everyone that the teachers had actually done the lyrics and put that behind. So there's extra talent there. Devorah Hornstein, Josh Sukoff, Eitan Weiss, Liz Savopoulos, Mariana Lemkovich. Riget Balluz, Adam Brahms, and really our entire faculty and staff for shepherding our students to this day. And to you, the parents, our partners, who saw something in Milton in the first place and chose this as the soil in which to plant their most precious seeds and plants. Here is our final big video. Just want to remind you how far and how much they've grown.
I first came to JPDS in pre-K.
I was 11 when I came to Milton.
Kindergarten. That was my first year at Milton.
I first arrived at Milton in 6th grade.
I came to Milton when I was in kindergarten, so I must have been 5 years old.
Started at Milton in kindergarten.
I started in kindergarten.
I came in first grade.
I'm going to miss all the friends I've made and all the teachers.
I have a brother and a sister who went to Milton, but they both graduated in 6th grade. My sister was the last class to not go into middle school, and she was pretty disappointed about that, but I feel really lucky that I got to go through the Milton Middle School.
When I think about my time at Milton, each grade kind of is like a different group of memories and thoughts and things I learned. Well, I like to highlight a specific jump from kind of 3rd grade to 4th and 5th grade, where I started gaining a larger political awareness that's like a lot of who I am today.
There's usually one project that defines the grade. Like in 5th grade, it was Colonial Village, and 4th grade, the Country Project.
One of my favorite memories was actually from kindergarten, and it was when we had a project which was building a bridge.
In the old school building, we had the egg drop challenge. I think that was in 3rd grade.
Projects that I've enjoyed the most were in 3rd and 4th grades, where we did our state projects and our country projects.
Some of the projects that have really stood out to me at Milton, one of the biggest ones was the state project in 3rd grade.
I love doing Toshba and Tanakh, and I love that we get to explore different Jewish texts.
It all started in 3rd grade when there was this competition where you could build a cardboard arcade at Milton. And that interested me so much, because then I started building tons and tons of cardboard structures and games.
I did the Shakespeare play in 7th grade, the Fiddler on the Roof play at the end of 7th grade.
I used to do jazz, and then I used to do a lot of peps. I'd done knitting, break dancing, Zumba, yearbook, newspaper.
Oh, student council, that too, yeah. Plays, musicals. Oh, things that I've enjoyed the most are definitely the people.
I think I'm gonna really remember The Inquisitor's Apprentice. It was one of our summer reading books, I think in 7th grade. And I remember really liking it, and we just had to write a fun essay on it.
I mean, there's so many projects, but I think one of my favorite projects was a couple of months ago, where we read To Kill a Mockingbird, and then we had to create a newspaper. We'd write the newspaper and just design it of a newspaper in Macomb County. So what I did is I used my skills from Exploratory, and I coded a whole website. Then I wrote articles and I put it on my website. It was really fun. I really had a great time doing it.
Me and my partner worked on a small windmill that would go in air ducts of buildings, and it was a pretty amazing project.
Milton Rock Band, I think it was 6 people, and we would compose some songs, and we would also play other songs that have already been made before.
I'm going to miss definitely my friends, and I'm going to miss the teachers. The way that Milton teaches, I'm not sure if it differs from other schools because I haven't been to other schools, but I know that it's always worked for me very well because the teachers know and understand every single student, and they know how to help and how to help us understand what we're learning. My Milton experience has been really good, and I would say it's very different from any other school that I've been to. They're more open about learning, and it's a lot of really getting to know the students and more engaging with students as individuals other than as a whole class.
I would say the experience has been amazing.
What makes Milton special is their ability to create awesome projects that are fun and interesting to learn about.
I really enjoyed time that I got to spend with my grade and with my classmates. I really like trips like that where you can, like Shabbatons and such, where you can really bond with your grade and you end up talking to people you would normally talk to in school because they're not in your class or stuff like that. And I think Pearlstone was a great opportunity to do that.
I think that Pearlstone was a bringing back together of our grade that was really needed in order for the school year to be over and to feel satisfied in the way that our time concluded. And we did one project that was painting a panel, and my group worked on turning Hebrew songs that we've learned throughout the years into a visual. And I was really, really proud of what we came up with. We worked really hard and collaborated, and it was really beautiful, and I'm really glad to have it stay at the school.
So we went to Pearlstone instead of Israel because of the whole pandemic. And basically we had about 6 days to be free and do whatever we wanted basically while still having a little bit of a schedule. We did tefillah every morning, which was amazing because at around 6:45, me and some friends, we did shacharit on the top of a hill, which was an amazing spiritual experience for me and everyone else. It was really amazing because we got to connect. It just felt so like surreal. And we also did many hikes and a lot of farming and a lot of learning of Torah and like different Devar Torahs that we all had put together for the trip.
Thank you to all of my teachers, to everybody, to all of the guidance counselors, to all of the people who have been on the staff and working with us. You're amazing. You've done so much for our grade, and even if we don't always say how much we appreciate it or show you, or maybe not always listen to everything you've been saying, it really means a lot, and you've taught us so much.
I would just say thank you so much. Me and I'm sure my grade and the whole school can tell how much they care about us and how much they care about teaching us. And I've had teachers who said that they would come to our houses on weekends if we need help in classes, and just that kind of devotion and care is something that we really feel as students. And I think that we really appreciate how much they care for us and how much effort they put into our classes and our learning. And I just am very grateful that I was this lucky to have these teachers throughout my middle school experience.
Lord God, Rav Chesed, we ask for your almighty hand to be upon all those who graduate today. Bless their lives from this day on with goodness and love. Help them to stay true to their dreams, to use their gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love, and never to forget who they are and where they come from. Forever, Milton Pandas. Rav Chesed, anachnu mevakshim shetiten azara lechol habogrim hayom. Barech et chayehem b'tova v'yava, azor lahem lehishaer ne'amanim lechalomoteihem, lehishtamesh bekishonotehem b'chokhmah, v'lalechet al atid be'emunah, tikva v'yava rabah. V'al tishkach mihem, u'me'efohem, leolam Milton Panda. Amen. I invite our wonderful graduates and their families to please rise, as you are able, so together we can pause, breathe, bask in this moment, and be present, and in a minute recite the Shechianu blessing for being in this special moment. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has granted us life and sustained us and permitted us to reach this moment. Amen. Mazal Tov.
We'll be providing a virtual library of all of the videos you saw tonight, so you'll get to watch them over and over again. And now, we now invite our graduates to say goodbye to your families and go party. We will start with the back of the auditorium. Families, please remain in your seats until the graduates have left the auditorium. We invite our Milton teachers to go out with our students to congratulate them and celebrate.